Ladies and gentlemen,
What are you doing?
welcome into the studio.
Take a seat, buddy. Happy to have you.
Jim Breuer is here. What's going on, man?
What's up, Sam? I am.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh shit, are you sick? The fuck away.
He's
from
always
me.
got something. He doesn't rest well. He's always
good.
there's always something going on with him.
No, I'm good.
Oh shit.
You don't need this in your life right now, do you?
God, I got 3 kids.
No, it's not the one you're scared of.
Oh, I don't
It's not the one people would assume I have.
Yeah, that's not airborne anyway.
No, it's not. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, when you get sickness in your house, that probably just stagnates for a month.
It's like being on a small bus or something. You're going down.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
one goes down, you're
Everyone
down.
gets sick, right?
Yeah. Let me look at you. You're always in shape. How you feeling?
I feel okay. I'm not in good a shape as I was 6 months ago, but I'm okay.
All right.
I feel
You look healthy, Jim.
What's crumbling? What's crumbling? Where's your weakness?
my
Where's the
stomach
fatso come?
Yeah, by the way, it's not crumbling.
fatso.
It's expanding.
I got a fatso. I can't fight my little fatso kid inside me.
A part of me is like, yeah, I'm kind of done fighting. Like I'll stay where I'm
Yeah.
at now. Like,
You got to figure out where it's like I'm in much better shape than I'm in decent shape,
Yeah.
but I'm still enjoying.
I don't have to. I'm not
Some
getting
of
a
life.
gout.
Right.
right.
I'm not. I don't
gonna
have to
get-
take an aspirin every day yet.
There's no diabetes shot. You don't have to take insulin
No.
shots.
No.
You know.
Like cholesterol a little high. I don't live with that.
Yeah.
A little high.
A little high.
Who cares?
Take it
Cholesterol. Take it easy. Relax. Enjoy your cholesterol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that you could go, because when you're in like shape that's so good that you're not really supposed to be in that good of shape.
Yeah.
I've never been in that shape.
Well,
I
no,
don't know. You were on
have.
a streak. You were on a hot streak.
When
yeah,
you
I
get
was just
real-
too thin though. Like I was really, really thin.
That's what I mean. Like, you're not supposed to be that skinny, and when you're that skinny and you want to stay that skinny, you
Yeah.
can never eat or do anything regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kicks your ass after a while.
Yeah.
Oh, how many fucking apples can you eat?
Not many.
and pretend like, oh, I have a treat. An apple's a sweet treat.
Yeah, it's really good. And if you mix just a quarter of a banana, it's not too much sugar.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You know what I did recently? I took bananas and I cut them up and I put them in a freezer and I mushed them up and then I fucking put like a little light cinnamon on them and a teeny bit of cooking chocolate. And I made myself a treat that I was sick of in 3 bites. Fuck is this?
Just buy a candy bar,
Banana
man.
shit treat.
Just buy a candy bar.
Has
Where'd
such
you get that
potential.
recipe from?
I just thought it would be cool. I was in the supermarket.
You just made it up?
Yep.
It's not a bad idea.
You just mushed up bananas through cinnamon and cooking?
I've heard like an ice cream you can make it. There was something else
Yeah.
I put. Oh, I like unsweetened coconut shavings.
They get boring real
Added
quick.
nothing.
I did all this.
You tried it all.
I tried it. It's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Because people who are doing it will tell you, no, I mean, you really don't miss it. Once you get used to the coconut shavings, it's just as good as a Snickers.
miss it.
And it's like heroin. I have a friend, and he no sugar, no meat.
Mm-hmm.
He was paying the balls to go to dinner with,
Mm-hmm.
and everything had to be specific. He had a stroke. Swear
Wow.
to God, had a stroke. Not even 50. He's probably gained at least 100. He just said, I don't give a shit. He just eats ice, eats everything
He's
now.
He got pissed.
Drinks. He got pissed. He got angry.
Yeah.
He's
Because
raging.
he took care of himself.
Yeah, he's raging against the fatso machine. He don't care.
Right.
Eats meat all the time now.
Was it what gave him the stroke though? Did that have anything to like? Would it have been worse if he been eating meat or no?
Probably. There's something wrong with his
Thyroid
with the veins,
Oh.
and they
Yeah, that's what they don't. They
get
don't.
thin. They rot
Isn't
away.
it weird what can give you a stroke? Like everything, there's always something. Because that scares me more than a heart attack is a
Me too.
stroke.
Sure.
Me
You have
too.
your body just fucking quit. And now it's always something.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, be careful. Don't wear a hat too tight. Why? Causes strokes.
Yeah, I know 2 people just went done. Fried eggs. Get out of here. Strokes. Dude.
Oh, they're finished?
Yeah, 50. Well, yeah.
Is he fucked up, your friend, or is he recovered?
No, he's done. He's out of here. He's 6 feet under. It's
Oh, he
over.
died? Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Wow.
Yeah, man, we're at that age.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them are dropping dead. Yes, absolutely.
We're at that age. Jesus.
Yeah, and you don't. I mean, it's kind of unavoidable. It's like the list of foods that cause cancer. They're like, wow, potato chips, overcooked and undercooked and semi-cooked meat. It's everything that you could eat.
Paranoid with everything. I went to go eat a banana. And I don't know, the bananas the last 4 or 5 years, they're like 5 feet long.
Yeah.
When did that's not normal.
No, it's all.
So now I'm afraid to eat it.
That's what people like. You could eat as healthy as you want. The food is so fucked
It's
up
all
anyway.
processed. I went to Europe. The banana. I went. Oh, that's a normal looking banana. It's
You guys got the
it's
old
only
school bananas.
Yeah, you got like a normal. We come here. The banana's 4 feet long. It's 7 inches thick. What is this
Perfectly
thing?
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown
It doesn't
stuff on
get
it.
brown for 3 weeks.
My grandmother used to leave bananas out overnight because she liked to eat them brown.
Oh.
They were easier to mush in her teeth.
I'll bet they
She would
were.
leave bananas out. She really would.
Yeah,
It was the worst.
awesome. That's great.
Mushy bananas.
Yeah.
That's
She's a
disgusting.
terrible palate, the old bag. So,
Well, you're going back on tour.
I've never done a tour like this. I did. The last time I really went on a tour was with Jim. And then
Oh, right.
before that, it was like 2003.
Wow. Well, how are you gonna?
Because comedians always, you get some offers, you get date, your agent goes, hey, Seattle wants to have you there for X amount of dollars. And then I also have Arizona, so maybe we can tie these together. But we never really call it a tour.
Right. It's just a handful of dates.
This is like a tour.
Right.
Going out 2 weeks, come home for a week, go back out for 2 weeks.
doing a
do
bus?
different- No, I ain't got that kind of cash.
that's a lot.
I don't got that kind of cash.
Right.
I'm not making that money yet.
Yeah. I've done less dates. It's like I don't mind it because I didn't stop for 30 years, 29 years. I was like, I just constant. And then now I'm just like I'm a little slowed down.
Well,
you
yeah, and
notice-
you got a radio gig.
Yeah,
You got
I
a
mean-
nice
Yeah,
gig
this is
here.
every
This
day, like-
this is every day. You don't need, and you don't have, yeah.
You're right. I have no kids, no spouse. I mean,
And you're
it's just me.
content. We know where we're at.
Yeah.
We know where we're at.
That's true.
We don't. There's a little part of us. I shouldn't speak for you. There's a little part of us that's like, yeah, why ain't I on the cover of, and I don't need that anymore.
Not Entertainment
It's over.
Weekly, not happening.
I know, and it's not. It's out. It's done. The
Starring Jim Norton,
the ship-
not happening.
Ships are gone. But then we look at what we got. We go, you know what? This is way more than I anticipated.
It's fine. Yeah.
Right. This is
doing
good.
all right.
Things are good.
Things are real good.
And that's fine.
yeah.
Right. That's what you want.
Yes.
Things to be good.
When you see people
but-
going back to Sam, when you see people going back to day jobs after a certain age, that's scary.
Scary.
Guys who are like doing it for 15, 18 years, and then they stop and they start fucking.
I think I want to start running a comedy club. It sells really well, and I can still MC. Okay. I'm gonna open up this gig in Mexico.
Right.
It's Acapulco, but it's got it's seasonal.
A lot of tourists.
Why do we get the cruise boat guys? And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're just going, oh
That
shit,
scares me.
you need that,
That scares me.
Right, because it's not the on-stage part of this is not. It just didn't work out.
right?
You got to figure out. You're trying to stay in the industry, which you should. I love that they're trying to stay in the industry, but it reminds you that you're lucky that you don't have to figure out how to just stay in the industry.
Right.
Right? You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Now-
broadcasting makes you feel like at least you're doing something.
Yes, this is something big.
It's
You're
a big
talking.
deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm saying like you feel like you're working. You don't feel like you're stagnating.
Do you feel any different having slowed down slightly with your dates? Because for so long you were manic about the fact that you had to work all the time, always on the road, always working. You're at like the first time in your life that you've slowed down, even slightly. You're still working all the time.
Yeah.
But even taking some moments, some weekend time, not working every single night,
I love it.
do you feel any different in your material, in your process?
Nah, it takes me a few minutes longer to get to remember the act. Like I'll have to go like into my first set usually, but if I'm doing a weekend, like by the second show, I know the thing is like more comfortable and
Yeah.
But my last 2 shows have been the best shows I've had in a couple of years.
You probably enjoyed it a little bit more that you're not
Yeah.
doing it every
There's
single
no
night.
pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. You got
There's
the
no
money.
pressure
you're
for
okay.
Jimbo.
Right.
He's going in there. He's laser beam.
How is it doing
Don't care.
Metallica, dude? I think every time I see them, how fucking crazy you would go up and do an hour in front of that crowd.
It wasn't an hour. Let me. This will make you feel better. I was more of a fluff guy, meaning they wanted me to. I didn't know what I was walking into. I remember reaching out to you, and it was a bunch of, because I didn't know what the fuck, I didn't know what I was walking into. They wanted an hour and a half of some type of entertainment while people were, they wanted to get people in.
Sure.
So the first half hour when you walked in, I got all these old videos and pictures. So when you sit down, you're like, oh, wow, there's Cliff. I never seen that picture of Cliff. Or a video of them being interviewed. I never saw that. So just a little something.
Oh, it was all Metallica
beer,
stuff.
and you get it today. Then I had a guy go up, play songs where you requested. Hey, you guys got a song request? 80% I plugged in. Like, play Unchained, play Motorhead, play this one, play that one. Then I would go up at 7.
After
No,
the
I'm
show,
sorry,
was it-
7:30.
Was it, how long was the show been happening by that point? An hour?
An hour.
Okay.
7:30, I go up. I would usually stay on stage to about 8, 10 after 8. But I realized by by about the third, fourth show, this isn't a stand-up show.
Right.
They're a lot of them are coming, sitting and go, what the
Yeah.
who's this guy? Is he from the radio?
Yeah.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah.
Is he telling us stories? What is he doing?
Yeah.
So to get through that, and then I realized after a while, I don't have to be on the stage. Why do I have to be on the stage? I can go in the crowd. And that was actually more effective once I started going in the crowd, hunting people down, pointing people out, getting the oldest guy in the arena, getting the youngest kid in the arena, and shit like that, and would bring the whole, I'm like, where's the oldest guy? And then I'd have sections going.
Became like a variety show.
So, yeah.
You know, like
and
a
then
game
they
show.
all, and now they're all on my side, like, yeah, our section's got the oldest guy.
Right.
And we find this guy. Then I would take a live camera and I'd go backstage, look for the band. A lot of times I found Lars. James was never walking the halls. And then I would do a game show.
How did they feel about the camera being backstage? Like,
Lars loves it.
he does.
Loves it. The other guys are kind of like,
Man, Lars got such a bad reputation from that Napster thing.
And
he was right.
And
he was right about it, but everybody just
1,000% right.
everybody just thought he's the narc of the group. He's the no fun guy.
No, he's
because
just the opposite.
He's actually the fun.
He not only is he the fun guy, he goes out of his way to please fans. I've never seen anyone on a level like him just go out of the way. He's always asked me, he's like, what? There was one part of the tour where I started knowing all these Metallica fans, and they were called the black ticket holders. So they had tickets to every single show.
And they travel with the band.
Yes.
Wow.
And they're from all over the world.
Yeah.
And every night they start gathering with me, and we headbang like jackasses by the soundboard. And they would rent out homes, like Airbnb, and then I started going there to hang out with these guys once in a while. And Lars at one point was like, what time are you doing this thing with the guys? Oh, are you really thinking about going there? He's like, yeah, if I can work it out tomorrow, I'd love to go. So he loves doing stuff.
How many people were in the Airbnb?
Oh my God, like 20 something. So can you imagine being in that neighborhood and you just see about 20? I'm not kidding. There were Nicaragua, Mexican, Swedish, Denmark, American. They were from Canadian. They were from all over Mexico. They were all over the place. All in this one place. All guys with long hair. Some people had long hair. Everyone wore black. Everyone had black shirts. Black.
Does Metallica like reach out to them? Like, is there some kind of they know you guys are the hardcores. We're gonna open these tickets up to you. If you want one for every show, here you can buy them here.
No, Metallica gives you the opportunity. It's called the black. There's only so many.
Gotcha.
Black tickets, and the tickets come down to like $18 a show
Because you buy all of them.
because you buy all of them.
Yeah.
And then they the way they all say it is, this is the way we get to travel the world and the country and
see with the band.
And it becomes more about, yes, it becomes the concert and the band, but then it becomes they created their own little family.
Sure.
And they still hang out and they show up to all my shows. It's insane.
It's amazing.
Wait, what did they do in Lars? They didn't know he was coming.
No, and I wouldn't tell them that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell them that. But And then when I was done, he called me the next day. He's like, "Can you tell me if you're gonna do that again?"
Oh, he didn't go.
No, he didn't go. He couldn't go.
But he was thinking of it.
He was definitely thinking of it.
Hey, I wanted to add, we were talking about this before, and I'm not even thinking that you were coming in. I forgot that you know these guys. Kirk Hammett's house. Have you been to it?
I haven't.
No, I'm dying to know.
Is this the Hawaii one?
We were talking about it where he has his like
all
movie
his posters
stuff
and his
collection.
horror shit. Because he did a great book on that stuff. We had all pictures of all that stuff. It was really good.
I know he was in Hawaii for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then he left Hawaii. I think he went back.
San
I
Francisco,
talked with him the least.
You do.
Yeah, I want to hang out with him more.
But you know him, but you just don't
Because
see
he
him.
seems more, he's a lot on my level.
But he's a pretty shy guy, right?
No, he's not shy. He's just kind of, he's very, no. It's just kind of his own little avenue.
Keeps to himself.
They're like the president.
Right.
Everybody wants a piece.
Right.
Everybody.
Have you ever had
wants a
dinner with
piece.
Kirk?
Years and years and years and years. Over 20 years ago.
Okay.
At least.
You introduced me to those guys in '97. Jim was on SNL, and he brought me to SNL, and he introduced us. That's how long he knows Metallica.
Do they do different shows throughout the tour? Or do they have one, like, this is the show?
They change 5 songs a show. There's 5 songs that they rotate throughout the show.
I guess the Four Horsemen is one of that. They don't do that every show. I think when I saw them, they didn't do it.
They didn't do that one. But there was one thing that I thought was good. I love the new album. And they started playing Here Comes Revenge, which I think that song should be on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that song should be like every ballpark when your team is losing and then you're coming with a rally. This song is insane.
But so they just have the 5 that they trade off in between.
Yeah, all right. So Memory Remains. So there you go. Where's this one? Four Horsemen. Four Horsemen is a big Harvester of Sorrow.
Wait, did you go to Russia?
No, I only do the States.
Oh, you do? Okay.
There was one point where Lars calls me in three nights before the show ends, before the U.S. tour ends. And he goes, "Do you think that this could work in a stadium, say like in Belgium?" and I went, "Well, you know, my ego and my selfishness would say I'll find a way, but I don't think
Do you
so."
think you need a band in a place like that?
Absolutely. You can't have
Because of
someone
the echo.
talking. Not only that, half them, nobody knows you. At least play in the States, I'm going to say 10%.
You're hoping for the 10.
I'll say 5 to 10% will knew the name, like Jim Breuer. Yeah, isn't that the guy? And then maybe 3 to 5% like, fucking Jim Breuer, dude,
Right.
the fuck, man.
But they're also not even comedy fans, necessarily. Like
Correct.
they're Metallica fans. They're
Right.
music fans.
And in an arena, I have a lot of confidence because I can go to you, and I will, and I don't have I had all the confidence in the world. I was not scared.
Right.
But a stadium in another
Belgium.
in Belgium. So where's my? No, it's not gonna happen. How many? Just no.
Half of them don't speak
It's-
English anyway.
It's end on a high, which is what I did, and then they head to Europe. If I will tell you this, I would retire to do that gig the rest of my life.
You would.
100%.
You would.
Just because it's a dream gig.
It was the greatest gig I ever had in my life. It was
How many shows?
34, 35 over a 6-month period. So they go out every month. They do like 2 weeks, something like that, and every other day. It was to sit with, like, you go on the road. I don't know if you go out with a crew. A lot of times, just you
No, it's me.
and whatever. It's depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing. I had no problem getting up at 11:30, getting on the tour bus with all the techs, and they're telling stories about whatever. This guy used to work for AC/DC, and this guy Led Zeppelin, and they're talking about names where you're going, I can't believe they're talking about so. And then you get in your coffee, and you're in the arena at noon. Now I can walk wherever I want, I don't have to do any 7, but I'm like, no, catering's at noon, and I'm talking to the lighting guy and the sound person and
Just
the
hanging
person who
out.
sits. Oh, my dude, what's the fuck? Then you finished at the end of the night. You're on the tour bus. You're like, oh, you want to drink this? You want to eat that? You want to think? And I'm watching a concert. I was 18 years old. After my shtick, after I was done, it took a couple times where I finally just went, I don't give it, dude. I don't care as a videotaping. I'm done with the trying to put on a persona. When I'm alone, I go ape shit.
Yeah.
When no one's home, I go ape shit to a lot of this music. Ape shit. So when they were done, my favorite part was, it was one night I'm hanging out by the soundboard, and there's a little Asian guy, and he's banging his head in one of the songs. And I went, I want to fucking bang my head. I went up to him, and we started in each other's faces, and we went for 4 songs, and then a little crowd gathered, and then this became a thing every single night. We did about 3. I couldn't go more than 3 songs. I was exhausted, sweating. But it became a thing. If certain songs would play, everyone in the back would start, get Breuer! And I'd come out, and we do No Remorse, No Regret, or we do the whatever song it was that night.
Unforgiven. Worst choice.
What?
And I know it sounds, for me, it's like I'm Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to do this and hang out and watch them.
Watch
and
Metallica,
then
yeah.
hang out after. Like, what?
Are you
This is
able?
the greatest gig ever?
I mean, I just think it's so great that you're able to just maintain that fandom and not let your ego creep in and be like, yeah, well, I do a show too. People should be coming out to see my show. It's like, no. Like, what would you do if you were a kid going like, you can go on tour with Metallica and just hang out with them?
No one's there coming to see. No one goes, wait a minute. Metallica's going on now? I came here for Breuer. No one's doing that.
But you figured out a way to make it work. The ask, because again, did you have any shows that were bad, like when you were doing stand up? Were any of them like rough, or were they all good?
I could honestly say, the only trouble is the very first one, because they insisted they wanted me on stage until they went on, and their reason was they're big fans and they want their fans to know who I am. Very flattered. When are you going up tonight? 8:30. Is that 100%? Because I've seen you a million times. Oh yeah, 8:30. Okay. Right before they go away, I took the production man out. What time? 8:30. Imagine everyone's there. It's the first night.
Sure.
I'm nervous. I got local football stars going up. I got a game show. I got all this shit planned every 15 minutes.
You did?
Yeah. I only talked for 15 minutes that night, and then I had game shows and the football guy and
Did
shirts
people like
and
that?
shit. Yeah, they liked it. It kept things moving.
Sure.
And then it changed dramatically, but within a couple weeks. 8:20, I go backstage. Are we 8:30? 8:30. I go up. Hey, how's this? You know what? When James comes out, I want to make sure I tell him which side to start off with. Which section's the best? I do that whole.
Sure.
These guys, I don't know. I think they're louder.
They'll always fall for that in an
They always fall for it.
every time. They'll never not fall for it.
I think, okay, everyone from this side over. And 8:30, and I go, God, I think you guys are ready for Metallica. And I left, and the stage manager's like, oh, no, they're not ready. So, shit. Because 2 more minutes. Went up. I'm there another 7. I'm sorry. We're going to do this one more time. I do it again. It's almost 8:40 now.
Okay.
They're not ready. Well, now I'm getting a lot of bottom jaws sticking out and fingers. Get the fuck off the stage. Get the fuck off the stage.
They've turned.
Oh, they were not happy. And it was dry, so that we couldn't serve booze at the place. So all their buzzes are disappearing. And they didn't come out to almost 7 minutes to 9, and they That was not fun.
23 rough minutes.
That was brutal. So after that night, I said, okay, next show, where are they before they come out? Oh, they're in the tune-up room. So they go and they jam for 40 minutes.
Did they really?
They jam and rehearse every single
40
show.
fucking minutes?
Yeah. How nuts is that? Every single show. Every single show.
40 minutes.
And then I asked James, like, do you guys, he went, and he put it a good way. He went, because, Jim, we all got lives. I don't know whose life is going on with their wife and kids, what this one's going on, what drama's going on in each world. And none of us really see each other together until before we go on stage. I want to sit in a room. We're locked. This is the only time we're Metallica and nothing interferes. And then when we're ready, that's when we'll go out.
So nobody comes in that room?
Nobody's in there.
Have you been in there?
No. The only time, and that's another thing, I went in the first night because I brought a fan to come watch. And then after that, I had like, James like, dude, we can't have anyone in here only because we feel like we have to perform. And this is our zone time.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Totally get it. So the only ones in there are recording and the techs, or whatever tech is in there. So the fuck was I talking about?
Just talking about that show and what you did the next night, the second night.
So the second night, I was like, okay, I'm standing outside the tune-up room, and when all of them are out, that's when I'll go back on stage. And that's what I did after that. I'm like, no. How long have they been in there? Oh, they've been in there 15 minutes. Oh, good. I got time to go out and do a quick game show. See if someone can boot off the stage, which was awesome.
They would get booed off for missing questions?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It was the greatest. I want to get up there. And I bring them up, and we test them. They couldn't get any answers. The whole crowd.
What would they win?
I would bring them backstage. And then when Metallica's ready to come out and they do their circle, whatever, I would bring them and stand there and let them watch that.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
That's a good prize.
Yeah.
It's so funny how much goes into like a show like that, because it was probably one of the weirdest concerts I ever went to. Was probably the most recent time I saw Kanye West at the Garden, because with all this stuff and all this planning and making sure the crowd's in the right space, I went to see Kanye. The show was at like 8:00. He didn't take the stage until
11:30.
I mean, it was probably 10.
What?
No opener. I mean, literally.
So what's entertaining you for those 2 hours?
There was this weird ambient music that was playing like the inside of a bad haunted house.
For 2 hours?
For 2 hours.
What was he doing? He's just 2 hours late?
No, it just didn't start until then. That's when the thing started. For most of the time, half the arena was sitting there on lines for merch. Like, the lines for merch were insane. People were waiting online for an hour. And then he finally takes the stage. He plays for 90 minutes. And he leaves. And you're just like,
that's it.
That's it. I'll go home then. I guess we're done here.
Bro, merch. Holy shit. There was one show, because a lot of them were in the winter. It was one show, I think we were in Texas, and it was still warm out. There was a line, had to be a city block long, at the long city block. And I'm going, what are they all doing? And it was the merch guys. I don't know, he's from Scotland or wherever he's from. He's like, well, Jim, on the nice days, I set up the merch outside and I probably get, probably about 200-300 at least before they even enter the arena. Well, what? They would, I've never seen anyone buy so much merch in my life. Ever. It was insane how much merch Metallica fans buy.
How would you travel? Obviously, you're going with those guys.
Bus. I'm not with them personally.
No.
You're on the tech bus.
Correct.
Yes.
So I'm with the techs. I'm with the lighting guy. I'm with the accountant. I'm with
How about when you fly?
When you fly, you're on your own. They fly you in.
Airplane.
Oh,
they use.
That's okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm more of a glider helicopter guy.
Right. I know you like rocket packs.
So if you Here's your extra tank, Jim. Meep meep. There we go. You would fly like for instance, we play Nashville. They give you the option. Do you want to fly in a day or two early? We put you up, blah, blah. So they fly the whole staff in a day or two early from wherever you come from, and then the bus leaves the night of the show. You get on your bus. You drive to the next gig, 5, 6 in the morning, you're there. They hand you a key. You go to your room, you're off all day. And then the next day, the bus is waiting at noon, bring you to the arena, and you wait till
Are
after
you in
the
the
show.
same hotel as them or no?
No. They would base themselves out of one city and jet in and jet out every night.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'd show up like the president showing up.
Yeah.
You start seeing all the security. You see there's an intensity. Like, oh shit, they must be showing up soon.
Was there ever any part of you that was like, I mean, if that's kind of how the talent's coming in, maybe I should also be jetting in and out? Like
Not even close, Sam.
That never occurred.
To be honest with you, I was fine to serve rice if I had to.
But they would all come on the same plane.
Yeah, what's that?
They would all fly together.
They would fly together, yeah. They fly together. Like, the first leg was all the Northeast, so they stayed in New York. So New York, they'd fly to Albany, fly back. They fly to, I think they drove to Philadelphia, came back. Everything would jet in, jet out.
Even in shit weather, that's kind of crazy though, because there's a chance you're going to miss something if there's bad weather.
But it's every other day.
It's every other day. So if they felt something was bad and they would constantly monitor it, they fly in a day early, and then they'd stay in town. But very rarely were they in that town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I realized I was like a hot chick. I would fly into a city. I flew into El Paso, El Paso.
Yeah, Texas.
And when I got there, there was this whole family of like really nice Mexicans. They're like, "Hey, Jim, it's good to see you. We're waiting for you to come. Will you sign my autograph?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." It was a little awkward coming off. I very rarely get that.
Yeah.
And then they follow me to the so did you fly in with the band? Like, no. Oh, so where are they staying? Oh, that's who I am. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know where they're at.
You're the guy with the info.
You're the tipster.
I don't know. My son, he's a leper, and this one.
Did you ever want to fly with them?
No.
I mean, want to. I'm sure you want it, but not in the sense that this is like really going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think there's anything really going on that plane.
Yeah.
I really just think they're all doing their own thing. They're all just like us. They're on their iPads or their phone. They're checking whatever. And this one's talking to his wife. This one's checking Instagram. Lars going, what was the last set list we did for the city? And, I don't really have a desire for
okay.
Jim Breuer, by the way.
Would I deny it? No. But,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Live and Let Laugh tour begins September 13th for Jim Breuer. You're starting at the Paramount, where you've had your residency going on, and then going to Arizona and Branson and Missouri and Pennsylvania and all over the place. OfficialJimBreuer.com is the website to go to for all the dates. So I was reading an interview. You have the residency at the Paramount.
Yeah.
You also have a residency at the
Bergen Pack.
Inglewood,
yeah.
And
that's a great gig.
It's a great gig.
You do different material every single time. So what the residency? How often are you playing?
Paramount's pretty much up until May of this year was once a month, and now I'm doing like one every other month, and Inglewood's every other month.
But you're doing new stuff every single time?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to me. And I think it's the Paramount. I have to write everything out, and I have well-structured bit, like it starts here and it goes on a journey and then there's a callback and blah, blah, blah. I just reached a point where I just started freewheeling, and don't ask me how I've done it, but it's been pretty much a different show every single show.
And
So
you're kind of
will you
going
do-
off the cuff a lot?
Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
You'll do some material the same. So if you go see you twice, you might see 20 of the same minutes and 40 different.
Yeah, maybe even a little more different.
Wow, that's amazing. That's fucking amazing.
And are you taping every
Now, in the beginning of I film every
show.
show.
That's smart, man.
Yeah.
Smart.
Film every single show for many reasons. Because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Every time I filmed a special, it was a well-oiled or try to be a well-oiled machine. But a lot of times I'm best when I'm not when I'm relaxed and I can go off on someone said something over here and then I do 20 minutes on what this banana said and then it turns into a whole thing. And then I come back and then we go in a completely different direction. And I go, damn, why didn't I have that filmed or why didn't I have that recorded? Now I do it every single show. So I got a stockpile of stuff that I could just keep releasing and keep releasing.
Do you watch this stuff or no? I'm bad at watching shit.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm bad at that too.
I record every show on my phone and I was on a roll where I was listening and I felt the material was blasting because I would hear just a little bit and I went, oh, I could do 20 minutes on just that. That subject should be needed out. But I have to get back to it. I haven't done it.
Yeah, it's hard.
It
feels so much like work. Like, I don't want to watch this.
I know.
crap. I didn't do
Because
this
we're
to
lazy.
work.
We are
I
lazy.
just said this. I don't want to look at it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, you're literally not only figuring out how to tell jokes for a living, but how to do it without even really traveling. Well, what if I just take my the venues near my place and I just played those?
Yeah. What if I bust people
once
in?
a month? Yeah.
Well, what blew me away is the Paramount. After a while, I have a VIP where you can have dinner. There's only 10 people out in there, and they pay blah blah. What
Do
really?
they have dinner with you or just have dinner
With me. And I
Okay.
go in there, we say
Oh,
hello,
wow.
and it's all catered, and we talk, and a lot of times it's baseball, as times it's Metallica, whatever it is. Very rarely do I get those. So when you start a comedy, never get that. It's usually people just kind of nervous, and they can't believe they're sitting in there. And when I started hearing, I said, so you from Long Island? No, we came in from San Diego. What?
San Diego.
I said, so what do you visit in New York? Like, what are you seeing in New York? They're like, no, we came out here for you. I'm like, what? What do you?
So you have your own black ticket crew.
It's a little, it throws me off a little. Oh, well, you're never in Wisconsin, so we came to fly. I've had a lot of people fly in. It's weird to me.
I
Is
get
it
the same
weirder-
thing where they'll say, we flew in to see. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, we got a wedding tomorrow. I'm like, that's not why you flew in. I happen to be here.
Right, don't say that. Right now, there has to be another reason. You have to be
Got my hopes up.
New York City or something.
But does it
going
feel
on.
good after you get done with that, everything you're doing with Metallica, and be like, wow, this is what it's like to have this kind of fan base, to then go and remember, oh, wait, I have this crazy fan base that's super loyal, that's traveling to see me, that's coming out to these shows every single time I'm here.
I feel like I got a huge responsibility to them.
Yeah.
Like I turned a corner a while ago where I went, I just want to be funny and known as this really funny guy. Now I feel my fans are really emotionally attached somehow. Whether I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but I feel I have a responsibility to always just crush it for them and deliver for them. And they honestly keep me going where I don't know, I have a personal thing with them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where before I didn't really know them. I was just like, I'm sold out tonight. This is great.
Right.
Where now I'm like, wow, these people, and I got to say the meet and greets throw me off because these are 4 blue collar guys. Here's a family, and they brought their 13-year-old and their 9-year-old and their grandmother. I'm like, oh shit, that's a completely different group. These guys are clearly thugs,
Mm-hmm.
and then this guy is a little off. He's like, I got signatures from this guy and that. And he's got 5, and you're like,
showing you his autographed book. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
yeah.
All the index cards
And
or
he's
something.
really, he's
Yeah.
really intense, and
Yeah.
and yet I feel flattered I'm in his group because then
Yeah.
he starts showing you the people he has. Like, wow, Wow.
Could you sign vertically? I like my sign the fucking OCD about that dumb book. I've always wanted to throw one of those things into a campfire. All of his years ruined.
And then there's a lot of them that are heavy. Like there's
Fat, you mean?
Yeah,
Well,
that
hell
too.
yeah.
I got a lot of fat.
A lot
of fat people.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's heavy. A lot of it's heavy set.
A lot of it's heavy set. People that lost people and they,
heavy.
and they
Okay.
can relate.
Yeah.
And I've been getting a lot of that. Hey,
Really?
man, I just lost so-and-so and I had to come see you. Like, wow.
That's where the
okay,
responsibility kicks in. You're like,
That's
I didn't
where the
realize I was
Right.
actually here for your emotional support.
And
I
that's...
was just trying to avoid working.
And I don't underestimate that.
Yeah.
See, I
don't
think it's just the
underestimate
opposite. I figure this is not going to be a great show. That wake is going to look like a circus. You're going to
That is awesome.
Do you feel a similar responsibility to Jim Norton fans?
You want them to have fun. Yeah, I always want it to be a good show. But just because they're paying to see you.
Yeah.
Like, I never want
Right.
a show. I never want a show to suck. And I always try to do a good show. It's like I never.
Right.
I don't mail it in on stage. At least I try to be funny.
Yeah.
Always.
You always do.
You try. It's like because again, they're spending money to see you, and I feel like I'm shocked they're there. I'm always shocked they're there.
So am I.
After
I'm
all this
still
time.
shocked. Yes.
Dice is the funniest guy ever. I saw him on Anthony's show. We were walking down the street. We saw people coming up for photos. And Dice doesn't give a fuck. And he's never given a fuck. But we were walking and some guy asked for a picture and Dice goes, nah. We were talking about something. And we're walking by and he goes, I just don't care. He's like, I'm like, you don't care if that guy's a fan? He goes, I don't care. I want him to go home and take my old stuff and throw it in the garbage.
That's the next.
He doesn't care. He goes on
No.
stage. He murders on stage, though. He's like, that's what I do. I murder on stage. I don't want anything after.
That's the next level that you guys will get to.
Yeah, where you
like right
just-
now you're still in the appreciation phase.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't-
you don't care about the industry. You're here because you appreciate what you've got in your fans.
He's a different guy, though. Dice is a different guy.
You think
He
so?
is.
Yeah.
He killed. I love him.
Comedians love Dice.
Yes.
Love him.
Yeah.
Because he's the purest form of all of us. Like, even though I love the fans and I talk to them, I wish I had the belief in myself to go no and keep walking and go. I hope they throw my shit out. Fuck them.
Right.
He's always made me laugh, like just off stage. There's one thing making you laugh
Yeah.
on stage, just who he is.
He's very silly.
He's so silly.
Well, it's probably. I mean, part of it has to be.
Toba. Toba. Oh no, we'll call it a toba.
And he's the worst to eat with because he instructs you how to eat.
He
He
does?
wants you to enjoy. Nah, the Russian dressing over there. I'm like, that's not how I want to eat it. But you do. You're like, all right,
Of course, you'll follow him.
I'll have it that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like you go into comedy desperately looking for approval, but all you want to do is not need approval. So when you see somebody like Dice who just doesn't need it and he's still doing well in comedy, you're
Yeah.
like, there's the Mecca. There it is.
Yeah.
He really is free.
Yeah.
Jimmo,
Free, yeah.
do you see other comics, most younger ones? I don't mean younger by age, just guys that have been around, and you watch them, you see how hard they're trying, and then I'll look at that, and go, oh my god, that's me, or that was me.
You know,
I don't want that.
You know, yes, and I do. I see guys that are like, I'll see like a guy like Sam Morril or Andrew Schultz. These guys are so good on social media.
yeah.
And I'm like,
And
yeah,
much better than you when you were young.
probably better looking too. Let's be honest. I'm guessing both larger genital men.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I say to myself, like those guys are doing it. I worked that hard for 25 years. So it's like,
Right.
I actually learned from those guys though when it comes to the newer stuff they're doing. Like I see Andrew or Sam,
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's a good way to do it. So I called Andrew and he's given me all these helpful ideas and things.
But don't you think
In
that
that
there's
way,
social media stuff?
that type of shit I
He's
actually
doing so
I learned from those guys.
Me
'cause
too,
They're
yeah.
better at it than I am.
But don't you think that they're looking at you and going, hopefully in whatever it is, 15 years, I'll be on Jim's level?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Right.
Like, I'd love to be in Jim's level, which is what, but on the decline for 12 years. I'm sure
I
they'd
don't
love
think
that.
I think that's how you see it. I don't
No,
think that's
but
how most people see it. though.
It's not like I'm trying to do it the way as good as they do. I'm not going to be as prolific as Andrew Schultz on social, but it's like you can still take little pieces of what they're doing and make your shit better. Like it's
Right.
stupid to look at those guys and ignore them.
How does it
Because
apply
they're
to
smart.
you?
Yeah, like, hey,
Yeah.
how can I do that and do it better without looking like I'm trying to be 30? Because I'm not 30.
Right. You're not?
No, I mean I look good. I have great skin. I appreciate
man.
that.
You look good.
But yeah, so no, I watch those guys. And I'm like, I like being around guys like that because it makes me feel like I'm lazy if I'm not doing something. I have to be doing something. When you watch guys who are doing this shit every day and they're finding new ways to get fans, and it's like, man, I can't just fucking hope that people show up. I got to do something.
I saw Andrew a couple of years ago on a festival tour in like Europe, and I never saw him before, and he's one of those guys I just watched and I went, all right, this kid there's something about him. I don't know what it is. And he would just sit on the thing and he would get in grooves where he would just absolutely crush, and then he'd get in grooves where people were like, I don't like what you're talking about. And he didn't care, and he was just pushing it like, oh. And I'd always kind of kept my eye on him, and then I've seen him pop up now, and he's
very
really
funny.
going. He pushes the envelope.
Very casual on stage, very comfortable.
Very
really
comfortable.
Good.
Best thing that ever happened to Andrew Schultz was he felt like the industry started ignoring him. So he just stopped caring and just started pushing all of his stuff out there himself and not trying to impress anybody except himself and his own audience.
That's what happened to me.
Right.
A couple of years ago, I'm like, all right, the industry doesn't like me. I'm not an industry guy. I'm not in Hollywood. It's over. And that's fine. I'm going to live by my means. And then once I did that, I've had the best time my whole life.
So years ago, right? Like after SNL, Half Baked, when that era.
Ugh.
Are you?
Oh my God.
Is that the period of time?
So exhausting.
When you're like trying to impress the industry and like,
God.
okay, what is this? What is Half Baked? What does it roll into? What does this turn into now?
God. What? What are you saying?
It feels just impossible.
Oh my God. The thought of the exhaustion of trying so hard and just running down every alleyway like, this is the alleyway.
Yeah.
And all you hear is this echo of just me stepping in puddles. This is the wrong tunnel. It's the wrong tunnel.
Yeah.
Go back.
I took a meeting. This was supposed to be the way to go.
Which way? I'm just constantly exhausted. Oh, God.
Well, that's the exhausting part is the trying, and you don't even know what you're trying to do.
No.
You don't know what do you do? You're just trying to be somebody else's vision of something.
And that's all you do. And I hate it. Like, what's your voice? I don't know. I'm just trying to be funny. Yeah, but what are you trying to say?
Have you figured out your brand yet?
I don't fucking know.
Do you do voiceover work though? Like,
no, I used to.
I get a lot of auditions. Like, I'll just do it on my phone, and I don't get them. But you'd be, and you could do them from home. You just go into a fucking closet and talk into a fucking your phone. You'd be amazing.
I know. Here's where I'm at, Jim. I'm not doing auditions. I'm not driving to New York City.
No, you do it on your phone and fucking and send it through email. You don't have to drive anywhere.
I don't have an agency for that. So when the time comes, I'm sure after this tour and maybe I just plan on touring until the Don Rickles way. And if things come my way, they come my way. I just started writing for the first time in years, and I love it.
Right.
But if those things come along, great. But I'm not chasing them.
But I think would you do auditions on the phone? Like,
yeah.
And that's how you do most 85 or 90.
Absolutely.
Actually, all my VO auditions in the last 5 years have been on the phone. And if I could do them on the phone, like you go to a quiet space, you talk it through once or twice, and you're finished. And you hit fucking send, and you email in your audition, and you're done.
So you're just in the space now where the only stuff that you're worried about is what you have control over.
Yes.
And everything else, it's ignored.
Yeah. I really have no desire for anything that's not within my reach.
Right.
I realized a while ago I swing at pitches low and inside and maybe a little high and outside. Everything else, I'm just watching go ball. Yeah, I knew that was a ball. I'm not swinging at that anymore. I'm not swinging it.
See, my problem is I let the strikes go by and I throw my bat at the fucking high outside pitches. Every bad decision.
You're still running in the wrong direction.
Oh, the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Ball 4. And I'm just still swinging.
Like, Jim, go back to the bench.
Go back to the bench.
I still laugh at things you said, Jim, where, I don't know, whatever actors would come on here and you go, I just don't know where to put my hands when I'm acting. I don't feel stupid when I'm there. It's just, I I'm the same way. I'm just like, I
don't. Cause it's not what you are. Like, there's a lot of guys who are great at both. But being funny as a stand-up on the radio has always been more. Whatever.
I'd rather do drama, to be honest. If I had to go back, I don't want to do comedy. I want to do drama or dramedy. I don't want to be a. I think that's been no. That's always what I wanted to do, but I was always pushed like you gotta every agent was like you gotta be the really funny fucking. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to.
I can't believe you don't have a voiceover agent. You're so good at that.
Well, thank you.
Naturally good at it.
You should be my agent. I do 1 minute. If I was with Jim, I'd be doing voiceovers. I would have had my third 1-man show by now.
I was told Jim to do a 1-man show.
We would have been crushing as a business.
You'd be perfect.
Oh, 1-man show?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, because the characters are natural.
I tried a couple of times. I don't know what exactly beginning to end. I've gone all over the place. Like, is it this, and this? Is it just the father years? Is it just this? I could probably do 4 different themes.
Right.
If I wanted to.
Well, you get a residency. You could do like 6 1-man shows, and every single month you're coming back with another.
A different one each month.
Want more Jim and Sam? Catch up with full episodes and interviews from celebrity guests anytime on demand using the SiriusXM app.